Here's a tightened version of the story. I've cut the repetitive inner monologues, excessive descriptions of weather, thoughts about foster life, and drawn out emotional reflections. The core incident, choices, and outcome stay intact. Character count. Approximately 13,800, including spaces. Liam hunched against the cold October wind, pedaling his rusty bike along the cracked sidewalk. Dark clouds rolled in. His stomach growled. The Thompsons, his fifth foster family in 3 years, wouldn't wait dinner if he was late again. He took the park shortcut through Palmer Park to save 10 minutes. Tires crunched over wet leaves. His backpack thumped against his back, the old photo of his mom safe in his wallet. The first fat raindrop hit as he crested the small hill. Then he heard it. Roaring motorcycle, squealing tires, sickening crash of metal on pavement. Liam skidded to a stop. Ahead, a large bike lay on its side, wheels still spinning. A huge man in a leather jacket had slammed into the guardrail and wasn't moving. For 3 heartbeats Liam froze. Part of him wanted to ride on. Trouble was the last thing he needed. But his mom's voice won. We help people who are hurt. That's what makes us human. He dropped the bike and ran over. The man was massive, thick beard streaked with gray. Blood poured from a deep gash in his leg where jagged metal had torn through his jeans. His eyes fluttered open, hard, dark, locking onto Liam. Don't move, Liam said, pulling out his phone. I'll call an ambulance. The man's hand clamped Liam's wrist like iron. No cops. No ambulance. Liam noticed the patch, grinning skull with wings. Hell's Angels stitched below in red and white. His mouth went dry. The grip loosened as pain hit the biker's face. Just help me up, kid. I got people who can help me, just not cops. Rain fell harder, washing blood across the pavement. Liam knelt. I know basic first aid. Let me stop that bleeding first. He yanked off his favorite gray hoodie, the only thing he'd kept since before foster care, and tied it tight around the man's leg. The fabric soaked red, but the flow slowed. Name's Ray, the biker grunted through clenched teeth. You, Liam. Ray nodded, winced. Phone. Need to call my brothers. Liam hesitated. Helping with the wound was one thing, calling more Hell's Angels was another. But something in Ray's tired eyes made him hand it over. Ray dialed, spoke low. Yeah, it's me. Crashed on Parkway Drive. Legs torn up. Kids helping. He's cool. Get here, Dex. He passed the phone back. 10 silent minutes passed in the drizzle. Distant sirens wailed, heading elsewhere. Why'd you stop? Ray finally asked. Most people see a guy like me, they keep walking. Liam shrugged. My mom was a nurse. She always helped people. She died 3 years ago. Cancer. Ray nodded slowly. That's rough, kid. 3 motorcycles rumbled up. Riders in matching patches rushed over. Christ, Ray, what happened? The tallest one asked. Hit a slick spot. Ray jerked his head toward Liam. This is Liam. He patched me up. The tall biker, Dex, studied Liam's soaked shirt and the bloody hoodie on Ray's leg. Thanks for helping our captain. Captain. Ray wasn't just a member. He led them. They helped Ray to his feet. He leaned on 2 men but turned back to Liam. You did good, kid. Not many would have stopped. He pulled 3 20s. For the hoodie and the help. Liam shook his head. I don't want your money. Ray's mouth twitched in a small smile. Proud. I respect that. He pocketed the cash. Where do you live? Least we can do is get you home. You're soaked. Henderson Place on Maple. But I have my bike. Dex'll get it. As they settled Ray on the back of a bike, he looked at Liam again. This isn't over, kid. Hell's Angels pay their debts. The words sent ice down Liam's spine. He climbed onto Dex's bike, his own secured to another rider's. The ride to the Thompsons was short and silent. They dropped him at the curb without another word. 3 days later, a black motorcycle with a skull patch was parked across from his school. The rider nodded as Liam walked out. He pretended not to see and hurried away. The next morning, Dex waited down the street from the house. Why are you watching me? Liam asked, stopping 10 feet away. Ray's orders. We look after people who help us. I don't need looking after. Tell that to the Russo brothers, Dex said. They won't be a problem anymore. Liam went cold. What did you do? Just talked. Sometimes that's all it takes. At school, Tim and Joey Russo avoided him completely. Whispers spread. Kids stared. Ellie from math class leaned over at lunch. Is it true you're with the Angels now? I'm not with anyone, Liam snapped. But the rumors grew. Teachers watched him differently. The Thompsons started checking his backpack. A week later, Liam was stocking shelves at his part-time job when the door chimed. Ray walked in, limping slightly but upright. The small store felt smaller. How's the leg? Liam asked. 12 stitches. Healing. Ray glanced around. This where you work? 4 days a week. Saving for when I age out. Ray followed him down the aisle. Got plans after. Community college. You're good with cars. I helped you because you were hurt. I don't want to be involved with your club. It's just a job offer at my shop on Franklin. Nothing more. Liam knew better. Everything with them came with strings. 2 days later, a police car sat outside the Henderson house. Inside, Mrs. Henderson's eyes were red. Mr. Henderson had a heart attack at work. He's in the hospital. Weeks blurred. Mr. Henderson survived but couldn't work. Bills stacked up. Liam gave them his paychecks, still not enough. Then the letter came from social services. Without Mr. Henderson's income, they couldn't keep Liam. He'd be moved to the Riverdale group home. New school, new everything. That night he sat on the front steps, staring at nothing. 7 months until 18 felt like forever. A motorcycle rumbled up. Ray killed the engine. Heard you got problems. How? We got people everywhere. That's how the club works. Ray paused. What are they doing with you? Riverdale. Ray was quiet a long moment. My cousin Lisa and her husband live 3 blocks from here. Good people. No kids. They've talked about fostering. Liam stared. What are you saying? If you want, I can make a call. Get things moving. Why would you do that? Ray touched the patch on his chest. Not everyone wearing this is what you think. Some of us know what it's like to get moved around with no say. You helped me when no one else would. Let me help you now. Rain fell the day Liam stood on the Hendersons' porch with his backpack and duffel. Mrs. Henderson hugged him tight. Call if you need anything. We tried. It's not your fault, he said. Ms. Winters waited in her car, transfer papers ready for Riverdale. Down the street, Ray sat on his bike. Next to him, a blue pickup. A woman with curly brown hair, Lisa, stood beside it. She'd visited twice that week. Warm smile, thoughtful questions. Her husband Mark had come too, tall, paint-splattered boots, talked cars without pity. They've been approved for emergency placement, Ms. Winters had said yesterday, surprised. Fastest I've ever seen. Someone pulled strings. Liam had 3 minutes to decide. He thought of his mom's photo. Judge people by what they do, not what others say. He walked to Ms. Winters' window. I'm going with the Millers. Her eyes widened. You sure? We don't know much about them. I'm sure. She sighed. Your choice. I'll file different paperwork. Liam approached Ray. I'm grateful. But I need you to understand, I don't want to be in your club. I don't want to owe you. I just want to finish school here. Ray studied him through the rain. Good head on your shoulders, kid. Nobody's asking you to patch in. This is me paying a debt. No debt, Liam said. I'd have helped anyone. That's why you deserve it back. Lisa opened the passenger door. Ready? Liam nodded, climbed in. Through the window he watched Ray and Mark exchange a nod before Ray rode off. The Miller house was small, clean. His room had a desk, bookshelf, no clutter. Pictures of Lisa and Mark on walls, hiking, beach, reunions. Dinner at 6 most nights, Lisa said. Flexible. Any questions? Liam shook his head. That night he sat on the bed, took out his mom's photo. Her smile looked brighter. A knock. Mark held a box. Found this in the garage. Thought you might like it. A '67 Mustang model kit. Ray said you're good with your hands. We could work on it together if you want. I'd like that, Liam said. After Mark left, Liam stood at the window. Stars broke through the clouds. Somewhere across town, Ray was probably telling the story of the foster kid who saved his life. Liam wasn't naive, he knew the club crossed lines. But people weren't always what they seemed. Sometimes a scary biker was just a man who needed help. Sometimes help came from the last place you expected. He set the photo on the nightstand and opened the model kit, spreading pieces across the desk. Tomorrow would bring what it brought. Tonight he had a room of his own, and 7 months until 18. For the first time in 3 years, something like hope took root. Not because someone rescued him, Because he'd made a choice to trust, the same way Ray had trusted a stranger on a rainy roadside.